Hello and welcome to the CX Files podcast. I'm your host, Mark Hillary. Yoni Epstein is the founding chairman and CEO of itelBPO, based in Montego Bay, Jamaica. itelBPO has become a leader in the nearshore BPO industry in recent years, with a move into Mexico, the Bahamas, work-from-home agents in the USA itself, and a new center under construction in St Lucia. Jamaica has shared the problems sweeping the world because of the COVID-19 pandemic, with one BPO center, although not itelBPO, recently closed down entirely because an agent tested positive for the virus. I called Yoni at his home to catch up on the effect on his business, the nearshore market in general, and what he is advising his clients to do right now. Okay, Yoni, so thanks for coming back on the podcast again, just for this update. Can you just give me a quick briefing around the effect on your business, the Caribbean and Jamaica more generally?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me again, Mark, and it's a pleasure to be here. This is definitely uncertain times and times that no one has ever seen or been able to prepare for. So a lot of things have had to be done very quickly in order to protect and safeguard our team members, as well as safeguard our business and our clients. Some of the measures that we've had to take here in Jamaica is we've had to we've moved over 460 team members to work at home in Jamaica out of our 2,100 team members in Jamaica. We'll by the end of this week, we'll have moved another 200 employees to work at home. And we have a plan each week to continue to add people. That gives us the ability to truly have social distancing in our facilities. And it is not more than just a practice, but it is a way of life for right now. And we put measures in place to make sure that people coming to the offices don't have symptoms, don't have temperatures. How do we treat that if we do find that, with isolation rooms and in the Ministry of Health immediately, so that we can contact trace to ensure that there is no further spread of the virus because of an employee working in one of our facilities. So I think from that perspective, we've done our as an industry and as a company here. Things like Mexico, where we operate in, we've been able to move 100% of our team into work at home. We recently grew that office. For many years, we only had about 20 people working in that office that was supporting our work at home team in the US. We've currently expanded that to about 100 people that are doing actual call center services for some of our clients that will also operate in Jamaica. We've thankfully gotten majority of them into work at home. Our facility in Bahamas, we've for the most part shut that down. We have about 10 of our 100 team members working in the office at this time. We only have about a handful of people working from home in the Bahamas, and the rest of them we've had to temporary lay off because some of the clients there are travel related clients, and as you can expect, travel has been brought to a halt, and companies are preserving cash and reducing expenses in order to stay alive, essentially. As you know, we're going into St Lucia, given the mandated shutdown by the government there. Construction has stopped. We actually got an email last night on when construction will begin again as of the 1st of May. And our intent is to get that finished as quickly as possible so that we can start operations there, obviously practicing many of the same social distancing and hygiene rules and protocols that we put in place as an organization, following suggestions of the governments in the region. To get that up and running so that we can start to get that economic generation for St Lucia, given our intent to invest there from several months ago. So that's, I would say a very high level thing as to how we have been able to continue to operate and support our customers in the region during this time. We've also had one last thing, we also, as you know, we have work at home in the US, and we've had some of our clients that are operating in the nearshore need our services for work at home in the US. And it's a great opportunity now, given that, I think it's about 16 million people have filed for unemployment since the start of COVID. And, we have almost, where we only had about 400 people previously, we almost have just close to 1,000 people working at home in the US now, supporting different clients for us.
That's great. I mean, that's really interesting. I mean, clearly you're managing to keep going through a combination of work at home and social distancing in the contact centers that remain open. But what advice, I mean, what are you saying to your clients now about anything that they need to be doing to keep their business going?
So, we're very thankful as to how we have diversified our business. With travel and leisure, healthcare, insurance, utilities, being telcos and power companies, financial services, and things of that nature, that many of them are still operating at a higher level than before. If you take utility companies, for argument's sake, because more people are working at home, there are more people calling in for services, either to upgrade their services or that they may have a technical issue with their service that our teams are helping to support them on. Utility companies in the power space, much the same. Obviously they need to keep the lights on, they need to keep paying the bills, they need to keep supporting their customers, regardless of what is happening out there. Financial services companies, people obviously need to get access to their banks. They need, people still need access to loans, especially more so in this nature. So they still need to be up and operating. And obviously, we also have some online retail clients as well too, that, those industries have boomed, supermarkets, Amazon, things of that nature, that people are buying online and either picking up at a window or having it delivered to their house. We've stepped in to support our clients in a bigger way. So I think, our message to our clients is look, it's not business as usual. We are here 100% to support, and however great our communication channels were prior to COVID, they're even greater now. I mean, where we may have spoken once every few days or once a week, we're talking daily and in some cases hourly, because what has shown is that most countries go into some sort of a lock age. And although we have been listed essential services in Jamaica, that may not be the case in the weeks to come, depending on how the outbreak, and if there is a major outbreak in Jamaica. So we're actually working with some of our more essentially serviced clients in the telco and utility world to have a situation where we do one of two things. Either we put the staff up in hotels, because we have a lot of hotel rooms available in Jamaica right now, given the lockdown of the tourist industry, where they can live in a quarantine type of space and either work in the hotel room in a work at home scenario, or they live in the hotel rooms and we bus them with private transportation to our offices, so you have a true quarantine type of scenario where we can continue to move people around even in a shutdown. But it's in a quarantine style that allows them to continue to operate. So we have many different continuity plans that we've created with our clients in order to keep things going, because at the end of the day, they still have to provide services to their clients.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly there's a completely new type of normal at the moment, but can you see any path back to where we were, or is it just too early to predict yet?
I think it's too early to predict, but what I would say is what I see as a path to normalcy is that work at home is going to be a bigger part of any company's strategy going forward. It has to. The density that we have been to have in calls, and each center is, but the density the same going until we get some sort of vaccine or create some type of immunity. I think social distancing is going to be something that does for some time. Even countries grapple and take control of what is happening with the virus. So work at home has to be part of your business plan if it wasn't, and work at home in the nearshore region also has to be a part of your business plan going forward. So that's the predictions that I'd be willing to make today. But everything is up in the air. Things change by the hour these days, and you just have to be able to roll with the punches and to maneuver quickly. I'm very fortunate to lead a team that has, essentially worked very hard to grow itelBPO where it is today. But even at that level, they have found another gear in their gearbox to step in to take us through this pandemic and keep us operating and keep our team safe and keep our clients rolling, so that itelBPO comes out on the other end stronger than it went into COVID, and it continues to be able to support industry on a whole.
Thanks for listening to the CX Files podcast. Please take a moment to review the podcast because this helps other listeners to find it. And if you have any suggestions, then get in touch with me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm at Mark Hillary with 2 L's, or just search Google for Mark Hillary.